Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya wal Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. By the fazl and grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we've been benefiting and learning the wisdom of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as to how we can draw the blessings and power and divine intervention from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala into our lives from the very offset, from the very beginning of the day when we wake up, and how we can safeguard ourselves from the harms that if we don't do this. And what we first mentioned was the harms. He alayhi salatu wasalam mentioned the harms that if we, what we did in past 2 weeks, has discussed about the harms that if you have the wrong mindset when you wake up. And today we'll discuss the right mindset, the correct mindset, and the benefits of it. And just as a reminder of what the wrong mindset was, is that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, man asbaha wa hammahu dunya shatatallahu amra, is that whoever will wake up in the morning and his worry and concern, his worry and main concern when he wakes up. Many people wake up, like we said, we're thinking about business, we're thinking about bills, we're thinking about exams, we're thinking about relationships, we're thinking about maybe am I going to miss the bus or something like this, am I going to miss my flight, different things, worries of the dunya. And Rasulullah said is that whoever will wake up and his main primary concern is what? Is about the dunya, is about affairs of the dunya. What will happen if he does this? If his first thing, when somebody wakes up, the first thing they think of, yes, most people will go on their phone, but the first thing they think of is what? This, or this problem, or that problem, or this person, or that person, or this job, or that job, and so on. So whoever will think like this, Rasulullah said is that what will happen is that all his matters will be dispersed. Whatever job that will take you minutes and maybe hours, will take you days or months to complete. You're always stressed. You're always misery. It's like a sinking ship, as they call it. Is that you're trying to rectify things, but it keeps on getting destroyed. It doesn't. Nothing comes together. Everything seems to be a problem. It's always a problem. And what happens is that وَجَعَلَ فَقْرَهُ بَيْنَ عَيْنَيْهِ, is that what happened is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create poverty in his eyes. That he'll always think that I'm always poor, even though he's got wealth, even though he's got a business, even though he's got a family, he'll always think I haven't got enough, I need more, I'm poor. He's stressed, he wants to gain more. 1 job's not enough, 2 jobs enough, 3 jobs is still not enough. He'll always want more. And then they also said is that, and what happened is that by this stress, what happened, no matter how much he tries, no matter how much he tries to actually get attaining the dunya, he will not still receive no more than whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala portioned for him. Even though he's sacrificing his prayer, sacrificing his relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will not get more than what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained for him. That's just a summary of what we discussed last time. Today, what Rasulullah mentioned is the 4 things, that the positive, that if you think, if a person when he wakes up, what should he do? Man asbaha wa hammahu akhira jama'a Allahu ala hammahu wa hafiza alayhi day'atahu, is that whoever will make his akhirah his concern, that akhirah, I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I want his pleasure, I want Jannah, I want to stay away from hellfire. Whoever will make akhirah his main concern over anything else, over the priority, it doesn't mean that you don't plan for your work, it doesn't mean you don't plan for your business, it doesn't mean you don't plan about family. No, priority is akhirah. Is that if I defraud this person, I can defraud this person, but what will happen by akhirah? I can actually hurt and harm that person, but what will happen in my qabr? I can actually do this to that person, what will happen to my Jannah? If I don't do this, what will happen? I might go to hellfire. That is your primary concern. Your primary concern is akhirah. So whoever will wake up, he wakes up, first thing thinking is that, how do I please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What can I do today to make Allah happy? What can I do today that I can enter Jannah? What can I do today that I preserve my akhirah? What can I do? That's his main concern. And then he thinks about his business. Then he thinks about the thing. That's a secondary matter. So what happens if he does this? The opposite will happen. Those things that would take years to complete, you've seen it yourself. You think it's impossible, this task is impossible, we cannot complete it within a year or 2 years, whatever. What happens? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates such means, like what I said to you before about divine intervention, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates doors and such avenues that task that would have taken you years to complete takes days and months to complete. That relationship that you thought we could never fix, it will never happen, no chance, no way. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates such ease that you fix the relationships of a brother or a sister or a father or an uncle or whatever. Whoever will make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala his concern and akhir his concern, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would then say, oh my servant, leave it to me, I will help you, I will aid you. Where does this start? The very first thing in the morning when you wake up. Make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala your concern, akhir your concern, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will create means and ways in which we can't even imagine where he brings things together. What happens is that he's saying that he will make all his affairs come into ease. Everything will be brought together, it will be all sound. What will happen is that he will also preserve whatever wealth that you have, whatever relations that you have, whatever balance that you have, he'll preserve your wealth. You will not lose it. Before, your wealth, your 20,000, 30,000 just disappearing away from your eyes. You don't know where it's going. Wait a minute, I have land, what's happened? The land is going away. My relation is going in tatters. My money, my savings, where is it all going? It's as if, like I said to you the other day, it's as if somebody's pierced a hole in the bag and the money is just sipping away and you don't know where it's going. You start arguing with the family, where are you spending your money? Where is the money going? What's happening? There's no barak in our money whatsoever. It's all going away. But now, by you making Allah on the akhir the priority, now Allah is preserving your money. He's protecting your money. He's protecting your relationship. He's protecting your assets. He's protecting your business. He's protecting your future. That is what he's doing. He's taking care of that. He's protecting that. So what happens is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will what? Will bring his affairs right. He'll protect his assets and his affairs. And what happens is that وَجَعَلَ غِنَاهُ فِي قَلْبِهِ. Wow, that Allah subhanahu creates richness in his heart. Such richness in the heart. This person, when Allah subhanahu creates richness in your heart, this person, we hear about stress, don't we? We talked about before stress, anxiety, depression. He will never ever even hear of a thing called depression or anxiety or stress, because Allah subhanahu will light in his heart so much. He has, even though he might be living in a hut, his heart is so serene and so peace. In such peace, in such richness, such in tranquility, that he won't know what has actually hit him. He doesn't know what is this. You see these people there, right from look, the bucket is coming now. I'm just giving an example. Is that the bucket is coming. We're already thinking, how much am I going to give? Am I going to give? Okay, then we're thinking, is that what's the lowest denominator? Is it £2? If it's £1, can I feel the £1 there? Can I feel the 50p there? Can I feel the £5, the £20 there? What we're saying is that the person whose qalb is rich, and I'm not saying that you should give more. Here is example, is that person, whatever in his pocket, here you go, there you go, that's it. Why? He knows this risk, this wealth that we're given, I'm not giving it to the mosque. This wealth is from whom? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's lent it to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, oh my servant, how are you going to use that wealth? Oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, here you go, here's your wealth. You just loaned it to me. Here's your wealth, here you go. But what is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that whoever will give in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your wealth does not diminish. With that richness of heart here, if we talk about the ghina qalbi, is that the richness of heart, he does not worry, he just gives. Or what will happen is that whoever is given, whoever will give, be it £1 or £2, Allah will compensate you with equal or more. You watch it within a day, 2 days, a day, you will see it, Allah will give you equal or more. You give him that £20, what happens is that maybe somebody tells you, okay, brother, I owe you £20, here you go. Where did that come from? It's because you gave this. And it's come through the means that you didn't expect. So what happens when you make Allah on the akhirah the priority? Ghina qalbi is that his heart becomes rich. Richness of heart, he doesn't feel stress, he doesn't feel anxiety, he doesn't feel depression. His heart is enlightened and he wants to, he's free, his heart is, his inner world, his heart, his spirit is in peace, his outer world is intact, is sound. What we mean is that some people outwardly, they may be living in mansion, they may have wealth, but there's no peace in their heart. So the outer world looks as if they're in luxury, but they're in tatters and distress inside the heart. Whereas this person, his inner world is in peace. Whether you put him in a hut or whether you put him in a palace, it doesn't matter. He is happy. Just like, remember the story of Namrud and Ibrahim alayhi salam, what happened? Outwardly, he put him in the fire. The nature of the fire is to burn. When you deal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He can change everything for me and you. So what did He say to the fire? Ya naru kulan. It's because, fire, become cool. Become cool. And what happens, Sayyidina Ibrahim Islam says, is that was the most pleasant, the most beautiful experience I've ever had in the fire, because it was just peace and serenity. And they could understand it. This is what happens when you deal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He can control and change anything and everything when you make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a priority. And then what happens is that وَأَتَتُ الدُّنْيَا هِيَ رَاغِمًا, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him more, give him barakah and bless him more of the dunya, even though he does not actually want it. There are others who are chasing Allah, chasing the dunya and crushing and severing the relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And here is the example of the person, he's chasing what? He's running towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the dunya is chasing him. The dunya is going, oh my sir, oh servant of Allah, here you forgot this, here you want this, here take this, you take this. And the person, I don't want it anymore, I don't want it anymore. All this has come from what? The wisdom and the beautiful teaching of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. By what? One little amal that you do in the morning. First in the morning, what should you do? Is whoever will wake up, make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala your priority, make akhirah your priority instead of the dunya. When you make this priority, when you wake up, not, oh wait, azhar time, oh yes, I should make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, when you will wake up, the moment you wake up and you start to get brush your teeth and so on, you get up, then your concern should be for whom? Akhirah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not about business, not about job, not about missing the bus, not about exams, not about relationship, not about anything else, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whoever will do this, these are the 4 blessings that you're going to get. And you'll be safeguarded from the 4 calamities that we mentioned before in the previous week. So my dear brothers and elders, I said to you before as well, is that the calamities that we mentioned, you've already either experienced it, experiencing it, or will experience it. You've already seen it, what's happened, are seeing it in your own eyes and experiencing it in your own eyes, or will experience it. And now, why don't we experience the other side, what Rasulullah said, make akhirah your priority in the morning. Now experience this. See it for yourself. Try it. And see the wisdom of Rasulullah, how it benefits the whole of the ummah. Jazakallah, subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.